Welcome to the Entrepreneur Show. My name is Heidi Richards Mooney. I'm founder of Women in E-Commerce and publisher of We Magazine for Women. This segment is brought to you by herbusinesslistings.com, the online directory for women business owners. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing the founder and CEO of the Women Empower X, Alexa Carlin. And I'm so excited because I've been involved with this event for a couple of years now, and it is just a marvelous event, which you're going to learn more about. But let me first introduce you to her. So, in addition to creating the Women Empower X, which we will talk about shortly, Alexa is a nationally renowned public speaker. Inspired by her own entrepreneurial pursuits, Alexa found WEX with the mission to help more women pursue their passions and get to the next level in their career and life. Alexa founded her first business in high school, becoming the sole licensee to design jewelry for an LA-based fashion company. This entrepreneurial spirit led her to starting a blog in college called Hello Perfect, which served the purpose of helping young women gain confidence in themselves and attracting the likes of Mark Cuban, Shaquille O'Neal, Steve Madden, Marc Jacobs, and other influential celebrities. In college, only months before graduation, Alexa found herself in a coma with a 1% chance of living. This near-death experience led to a number of health issues, but today Alexa sees this experience as something to be grateful for, as it has been her prime motivation and inspiration to share her story authentically with audiences all over the world. Alexa was featured on the cover of Meetings and Conventions magazine as one of 15 young millennial go-getters to watch, and named one of the most powerful women in Fort Lauderdale by Gold Coast Fort Lauderdale Daily. She has been featured in Entrepreneur, Glamour Magazine, Mashable, TEDx, among many others. Her mission is to make a difference in at least one person's life every day, and as you can see, she is doing that. Welcome, Alexa.
Thank you so much. Excited to be here. Thank you so much for all of your support over the last few years.
Oh, I'm delighted. Excuse me. So, Alexa, before we talk about the Women Power X, wow, I'm sure our audience would like to know how you managed when you had that near-death experience at 21. Please tell us about it.
Yeah, so I had this crazy near-death experience out of nowhere. I was 21 years old, a senior at the University of Florida, and my body went into septic shock, and I was induced into a medical coma, given a 1% chance of living. And 6 months after this, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. So it has been very challenging to learn how to live with a chronic illness. And through that, I found my passion for sharing my story vulnerably and authentically, feeling like this had to happen for me for a reason. And so that's what led me to public speaking, which ignited the idea and seeing the need for more diverse women to connect and collaborate, leading to the Woman in Power X. But really this health obstacle that left me in a coma with, the doctors gave my mom 24 hours that I would be left to survive because nothing was working. It changed my entire life because this autoimmune disease that I live with, it's something I deal with every day. And so I'm always living in some type of fear if I'm going to be healthy enough to do the things I love, if I'm going to be healthy enough to get up on stage. And I travel a lot for my business. I'm actually traveling tomorrow morning to Fort Lauderdale. And I was just in Jersey on Saturday for a speaking gig. And it's always like this sense of fear. But through that, it also has helped me become more relatable in a way, because I'm sharing vulnerably. I'm not sharing just what happened in my past, but here I am still chasing after my dreams, even though my life's not perfect or I don't have it all figured out.
And I think that in itself is inspiring because we all have fears, and a lot of us let those fears hold us back as opposed to continuing on and chasing those dreams that we have. So seeing a woman of your youth, because honestly, to have what you've had happen at such a young age is, while it could have been tragic, you turned it into such amazing tool to help other people. So first of all, I want to say thank you for that. I'm really glad that God spared you, because we need you, and you have done so much in such a short amount of time to really bring a lot of people together and make a lot of people feel great about themselves, and myself included. I mean, I don't care how old you are, we all have our own issues. So again, just wanted to say thank
Yes.
you. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on that because we have so much to cover.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. So let's talk about the inspiration for WEX, and where the original event was held. Anything you want to share about that?
Yeah, so I was speaking a lot in South Florida when I was living there at the time, and I saw a big need for more diverse women to connect, because I would be hired to speak to a group of just millennials, or just women part of this paid organizational group, or just women part of the tech sector or PR industry. And I would be meeting all of these incredible women doing amazing things, and I would want to connect people. And I just thought it was crazy that nobody knew each other. Everyone really stayed within their own demographic. And I truly believe that in order for us to get to that next level as a society for women, but also on an individual level in your own goals, you need to connect and collaborate and learn from people outside of your demographic, different ethnicities, different ages, different industries. And so that's what led to the idea for WEX. I was doing small events at the time to get more experience through public speaking, but it was just under my blog. And then with WEX, I took a chance. I took a risk. I put a down payment on the Fort Lauderdale Convention Center our first year in 2016, and ran with the idea. And so our first event was in October of 2016 at the Fort Lauderdale Convention Center. So this will be our fourth year back in Fort Lauderdale. But since then, we've been to Washington, D.C. for 3 years in a row. And we just hosted our first event in Raleigh, North Carolina last month. Well, this in October. And then next year, we'll be heading out to Los Angeles.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I think the West Coast could really use you. So that's good. So tell us who WEX is for.
WEX is for all women. And I know that sounds like you should, say a specific type of person, but it truly is something amazing to see how diverse our event is. Now, I can't really explain what brings forth all these different types of women. But it's something with the energy, and it's created through myself, through our partners, our influencers, our team, the volunteers, the speakers, the exhibitors. Like, it's this energy that it's hard to find elsewhere. And so really WEX is tailored to that ambitious woman, any age, any career, any goals, but someone that is ready to take more action in their life, to feel more inspired on a daily level, to feel more connected and less alone. It's really to help women find that, I always say, one connection at a time to get to where they want to be, whether it's finding more balance as a mom and working on your side hustle, or it's just finding a community locally, or it may be learning how to get funding and investment for your startup idea. There's so many different reasons why people come to WEX, but the number one thing that I hear everyone walking out in all of our cities is that they made this one connection that changed them somehow, whether it was a connection to an idea from a speaker, or I just received an email from someone who came to our Raleigh event who's also coming to our Fort Lauderdale event. She had this amazing connection with so many people, but actually this one person came up to her booth and said, "I want to give your business card to my husband." And it ended up turning into this like client of hers that she just booked like a couple days ago. She's a coach, and it just opened up doors, because she's like, I thought I only would be working with women, but this person's my ideal client. And just, you never know what that can lead to, right? It's this whole ripple effect of change. And it is a very community driven event. So if you are looking to feel empowered, feel inspired, gain the tools, knowledge, and meet just awesome people, come out to WEX.
Well, my personal experience was similar to that, in that I reconnected with someone I've known for about 14 years, and she happened to be one of your sponsors. And we had a
Wow.
lovely chat, we took pictures, and then exchange cards, and I'm thinking, okay, everybody says they're going to call you, but she called me like within 2 days. Now she's a really good client, and it just, and that would not have happened if I had blown off Wex and gone to another meeting I was supposed to go to. And it's going to blow off the other meeting because I said, no, I have to be there because I just love being around women. So, and learning. And most of the time I go just to connect with people because I figure, I'm not really, I'm at the top of my career, but I'm on the downswing, meaning that I don't need to grow or build anymore. I'm really
Right.
more and sustainable. And so for me, it was just such a great thrill to be able to work with someone who I've known for years and help her with some issues she was having. So thank you.
That's
So
amazing. I love hearing that.
it is, and I'm sure you have hundreds of stories like that. So I don't consider myself unique other than I really love it. And my generation is well represented. I think all generations are, and as you said, ethnicities and different types of careers. So for me, that makes it even better because as you said, you just never know when that ideal person is going to be there. So thank you. Let's talk about what has surprised you about planning an event like this.
Oh, good question. There's been a lot. I mean, I didn't study hospitality. I didn't plan on getting into the events industry whatsoever. So it's been a hard learning process as I go. Um, and I still don't have it all figured out. I will say that we've accomplished a lot with a very small team. I mean, the first couple events, it was just me. And then I would like drag my mom with me and,
Wow.
some
Wow.
interns. Like it was like crazy to think back to that. And we still have a very, very small team. I just brought on 2 new hires earlier this year, but before then, again, it was just like me and one other person. So, um, the challenges come with, trying to make sure that everyone is happy when you care. I care so much about what we're doing. And I think the biggest surprise is that like you have to deal with like not everyone may not feel a certain way. And I take everything personally, which I know is not the best thing in business. But if like someone complains, which we barely get complaints, which is amazing, but it's the event industry. And a lot of times those complaints turn into like our biggest supporters because of course we take care of you. Like we're a community. We're all in this together. Like but like if someone just says like, oh, I didn't have a seat in a breakout room and they get really upset about that, I'll feel so upset. And that is a good problem to have because it means that we're growing and like our breakout rooms are sold out. But at the same time, it's been a tough lesson to learn how to detach from every single thing, every single part of the event, if that makes sense. Because I also am a type A person and I would say I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. Yeah. So like I'll write out like detailed script for our AV team. And like literally, this is when you play the music. This is when you stop the music. Like, detailed. It takes me so long. Like detailed script for our video team, our social team, like everything. Like so to the point. And then when something goes off, I'm like, I spend so much time to make sure it's right. So it's learning to be okay with that. And because I was getting really burnt out also. And I'll be completely transparent with that. It could burn you out when you are just nonstop hustling. And so I've had to really get back to my intention and knowing that as long as our intention is good and right, and this is the reason we're doing it, that's on someone else if they want to focus on something, small versus like all the connections that can be made. Or, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter that much if there's not like flowers on a stage, right? So there's just so much like logistics and operations, and you learn all about it. And also another challenge is like, because I kind of like I always say, throw a lot of things on the wall and see what sticks. And I kind of just ran with this idea. I didn't have it all figured out. So we're making it better each time. Like our gift bags are getting better every time. Like our sponsors are getting, a little bit bigger. So we have a little bit more funding to make it a certain way. We're getting more speakers. So our caliber of speakers is increasing. So like all of those things, they're getting better each time. It's just my hope is that people, and this is what we've seen with and I call you guys the WEX Nation, all of us together. The WEX Nation has seen our mission since the beginning, and it's such a beautiful thing. And this has been so surprising to me as well. A beautiful thing to see everybody help us grow and understand that, and like, even give us feedback and just invite their friends next time. And if everyone invited 5 more people the next time, how much change can we make? But it has been very challenging, because at one end, I'm like, really passionate about the message, speaking, interacting with people, doing this is what I love. But a lot of my time is taken up running the event, which is,
Operations, yeah.
yeah.
That's tough. That is, but you've balanced it very well. So I applaud you, because having run events for years, and one was an event of 2,000 women, I can tell you, you do get burned out 3 or 4 years into it, and you have to, like you did. You were smart. You took a step back. You reevaluated your intention and your mission and what it was you really wanted to accomplish. And I think that says a lot, because most people don't. I've quit things before I've reevaluated them, just because I was like, oh, how much do I really want to do that? So thank you. Let's talk about some of the sessions. What are some of the sessions this year, and what can people learn?
So we have, our sessions are really, really great across the board, from learning about funding your business and cash flow management to how to invest your money. And this is like investing if you're just getting started, or learning new ways to make your money work for you, which I think is very important for women to feel financially secure and powerful in your own decisions. We have Maggie Cook, who is the founder of Maggie Salsa. She sold Maggie Salsa to Campbell's Soup for millions and millions of dollars. She's come in. She's a keynote speaker sharing her story. We have the founder of iFinance Canada. She's coming from Canada, sharing her story of building this incredible brand. She's also actually on Real Housewives of, I believe, Toronto. So it's interesting to see the dynamic of how she built herself into this powerful woman. And then also, like, we have a panel on how to, life after motherhood. How do you get back to doing the things for yourself while also still being, taking care of your family and feeling okay with that? And yeah, we have so many different sessions throughout the day. We have panels, workshops, and keynotes. And we also even have a networking lounge where we have specific programming in the lounge 3 times throughout the day. With, like, you can meet a mentor or a mentee, or maybe you're looking for a co-founder or a co-host to a podcast. Like, you can go to the networking lounge and see other people who may be interested in that as well. So we have a lot going on throughout the day. It's 3 different stages, plus the networking lounge, plus the VIP area, and a female founders pitch event. And I'm also teaching a course on public speaking at the end of the day, which is the first time I'm ever doing like an additional thing at WEX, which is this intense training for people who are really interested in getting booked as a speaker. But all of it has the goal where you get to pick and choose and customize the schedule based on your passion, your interest, and where you are in your business. And that's why there's a lot going on throughout the day. But again, we attract such a diverse crowd of women. We want to make sure that you get what you are looking for. And so all the stages, you get to pick and choose where you want to go.
So the only challenge I see, because it sounds like there's something for everyone, is trying to figure out which one you want to see more than the others, because they all sound great. And I remember going last year, and it was my first time actually attending the event in Fort Lauderdale, because the year before, I think it was out of town. And I thought, wow, I was a little confused actually at first, because I was trying to figure out, even though I had the calendar and I had already picked, then I see this person talking, and that, like, what's that? Oh, I've known her for years. So anyway, it doesn't matter. So she defined?
Yes.
Oh, what? She's up in Palm Beach. I'll think of her name when we get off the phone. You watch. But anyway, so I reconnected with her too, and a bunch of other people, and I was like, I really want to watch her. But there's this session. So that's probably the biggest challenge I see people will have, is where do they actually want to spend their focus? And my suggestion would be to look at the agenda, because it's on the web, right? I'm
Yes.
pretty sure it is. I think I saw it. And just kind of plan out what you really want to get out of it, because there is so much, and there is something for everyone. So, wow. So I think you've kind of answered this question, why people should attend. But is there any specific reason or any other things you'd like to share about the event and why people should attend?
Well, I think you should attend. Well, there's obviously a number of reasons, and every one is different. But the main thing are the connections you're going to make. Um, I always say you can learn a lot online. Of course, the in-person trainings are a lot very different because you're way more engaged. But at the same time, it's hard to connect on the level that you do at WEX, just trying to do it through social media or at certain, happy, like 1 hour events or whatever. Like it's, for some reason, the energy, and not for some reason, like I'm very intent in how we create this event, but the energy that happens, it just breaks down the wall. And so I think that you should really look at where you are in your life, where you want to be, and do you have the right community around you?
Great.
And again, it could be if you are trying to, learn about digital marketing, or if you're trying to learn how to launch and scale your startup, or it can be, where you're great in your career right now, you're good to go, but you're feeling like a little bit disconnected, or maybe you just want to feel that inspiring feeling or see life from different perspectives. Again, it really depends on where you are in your journey, and that's why it's so important, because anytime, any age, any background, any place you are in your career, you always need connections to help you feel a certain way. And my goal is for every single person that walks through that door is to walk away with at least one connection. You probably will walk away with a lot more, but again, it's a different connection than just walking out with a ton of business cards. You put them on your desk and you're like, I don't even remember any of these people that I met. You have like real stories together, and we just see people hugging and crying, and like it looks like you're best friends and you just met at this breakout session or in the exhibit hall. Like, and that's why I think you should really come, because it's hard to explain it. I try to do my best through our marketing, but once you're there, you just feel like you belong in a way.
Absolutely. So let's talk about what is or was your favorite part of planning this event.
Meeting everyone. I mean, my favorite part is just, connecting with people like you. Really just seeing so many women come about and like just support other women. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. We don't see it enough, and that's by far my favorite part in planning it. It's um the fuel that the community gives me to keep going and to keep pushing and connecting people. That's definitely the top.
Excellent. So what are your personal goals for this year's event?
Oh, that's a good question. My personal goals, hmm, that's a really good question.
I had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Well,
So go ahead.
I was just saying, if you want to think about it, I could go to the next one and you could.
I could say something. So,
Okay,
so I would say my personal goal for this event is to take it in, because for the past 3 events in Fort Lauderdale, and this is Fort Lauderdale specifically, because again, I grew up in South Florida and it's like my hometown. For the past 3 events, I've been the face of it, speaking, meeting everyone, doing press interviews and walking around, but also running it behind the scenes
good.
and doing a lot of the operations and making sure the event's running smoothly. And so it's hard to enjoy it. Of course, I enjoy that part of it, but it's hard to see it from, if I was just focused on meeting people versus also like, are the breakout rooms going on at a time? Is the main stage, good to go? Is all the stuff that runs through my head. So my goal is to really try to be in the moment. And my main goal while I'm there is to meet as many people connect as many women as I can, knowing who I know that's attending. Because now I do have an operations team, and they've now done DC with me this year, Raleigh with me this year. And so I need to be better as an entrepreneur that's growing more into a CEO level, to delegate and detach and trust the process.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how can people learn more and register for WEX?
You can learn more by going to womenempowerx.com. That's the letter X. And you'll see all of our cities on there. Click Fort Lauderdale, and then you'll be able to register for a ticket. Tickets are available. And you can also learn more by visiting us all over social media. Instagram, we're really active on Instagram, which is just Women Empower X.
And Facebook, I know, and all.
Yes, Facebook, all of the above.
So, and there are several levels that people can participate in.
Yes, so we have the general admission just starts at $40. If you have a friend that you get a ticket with, um, I think the tickets come out to around $30, maybe less. So we have a best friends, package. And then also we have a VIP ticket, which with a VIP, we put together a happy hour event the Friday night before from 5 to 7. And that's really giving our VIP ticket holders a chance to intimately connect with our speakers and influencers before the main event. Because again, the main event, there's a lot going on. You want to see as many sessions as possible. You want to interact with the exhibitors and hear about their services and products. So this happy hour allows you to really, network with our lineup. And then also we have a VIP lounge that is sponsored by Teamy, and Flexation Massage is doing services in there throughout the day. And we also have, as a VIP ticket holder, you get a swag bag and a WEX t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one other new addition to the packages you could purchase, which is the upgraded ticket to attend my speaker training.
Oh.
So the training's only $49. Normally it's $149, but it's just $49. It's happening at WEX. And I'm teaching an hour training from 4:30 to 5:30 at the end of the day. So you're not missing any sessions. And it's to teach aspiring and seasoned speakers how to get booked on stages. So really diving into your niche, your signature talks, your brand online, and how that affects you getting booked, and the pitch itself. How are you crafting your pitch? And the reason I'm putting this on is just because the community has been asking me for it. I've learned I'm a public speaker, so I've been doing this since 2014 and really professionally since 2015. But it wasn't until I learned the conference organizer side that I grew my own career as a speaker. Because on the conference organizer side, we get over 500 speaker applications per event. And at first, I was just going through all of them. But through this process, I was like, wow, this does not, like this, I just passed up on this speaker, even though they're actually really great when I went back and looked through them, because of these two things. Like that sucks that this is holding this person back from getting booked. So I started to really find the strategy on how to stand out in your pitch. I then took that strategy, implemented it in my own pitches, and my speaking career skyrocketed. I mean, earlier this year, I went on a 14-city speaking tour.
Wow.
All paid gigs, all growing my business and brand, and making a huge impact in thousands of people's lives. So that's what this training is all about. Just because I think that there's so many people out there, and especially women, that have this incredible story, this incredible value. And I would hate for just like a simple bio on how you write it or your brand to stop you. But it is an upgraded ticket because I'm looking for people who are truly invested, truly committed, going into 2020 with the goal of getting booked and creating that ripple effect of change.
Well, and honestly, $49 is nothing. I know a lot of people who charge hundreds, if not thousands, for even a 1-hour training. So in my mind, that's a really good value. So I hope a lot of people do take advantage of that for you, because I think it would be, I've seen you speak. You are a master at it.
Thank you.
And I think people can learn a lot from you. So thank you for that. What's next for Alexa Carlin?
Yes, what's next? So I have a lot of ideas for what's next, and it's hard to concentrate on like what's right now because I'm really excited about the what we're creating in the future. But um well, one is definitely, and this has been what's next for a while for me now, is really creating a schedule in 2020 to focus on writing my book. Um,
Excellent.
and I've written a lot, but I'm now working. I have to work on the book proposal because I definitely want to, drive it home with a publishing company, and so that's a big goal of mine. That may be a little, a year or two away, but the other goal is that a lot of our community has been asking to connect on through digital, platform, and then also um, creating more educational training for women in business that are looking to, again, grow their business or grow their career. And so we're working on a digital platform currently to connect the WEX community. So it will be hand in hand with our events, but I think it would definitely add, well, not think, it will definitely add more value to everyone that's part of the WEX Nation. But it's just kind of, I've been talking a lot to our community on like, what do you guys want from us? Like, I want to deliver exactly what you are asking for and, get the right people to help us with that. So that's definitely in sight for 2020.
Excellent. I can't wait. I can't wait. So, any last thoughts? Anything else you'd like to share before we close?
Other than just, I hope to meet you at WEX this Saturday, November 9th. And personally, if you'd like to stay connected or reach out to me, I am Alexa Rose Carlin all over social media.
Excellent. And again, that web address for WEX, Women Empower X,
Is womenempowerx.com.
thank you, Alexa, for joining the Entrepreneur Show. I'm so excited. What a wonderful experience for our audience. And to our audience, I just want to say that you can listen to this and all our other shows on Anchor FM and 8 other platforms. You just go to theentrepreneurshow.com. We've been listening to and talking with Alexa Carlin, founder and CEO of Women Empower X. Thank you again, Alexa. Alexa, I so appreciate your time you took today.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you this weekend.
Yes, see you Saturday.